Welcome back to another episode of Read With Me. I am so excited to dive into chapter 3, part 2 of this amazing book. We will get into a really awesome, juicy rest of the chapter where we're going to go over some ways to get rid of the amateur in you. Okay, that's what this chapter is all about. If you haven't checked out chapter 3 part 1, make sure to do so. It was filled with some really good advice and some funny tips. So highly recommend it. You can check it out in the links above, and I'll see you over there as well. Let's get into it. Chapter 3 part 2. It starts off with flaws can't hold you hostage. I suffered from a skin disorder well into my 20s that obliterated my self-confidence. I had always been acne prone, which was bad enough, but my face was also fire engine red from rosacea, a skin condition that affects older women in the Midwest and me. My face felt and looked like it was on fire. In college, I slept with a special ice pack mask to cool down my inflamed face. When I was an actor, I used to fret about it constantly. What roles suited a pimply fire engine face? Elderly burn victim? Phantom of the Opera? The skin, the skin issues were crushing my confidence, and I made the decision to do whatever it took to fix it. I found a dermatologist who suffered from the same condition, and I contacted him. His name is Dr. Nays, if you're wondering. I followed his advice. I removed all triggers like caffeine and sugar and apples, oddly enough, and I took low dose of Accutane for years. I worked construction jobs to earn money for expensive V-beam laser treatments that shrink the size of blood vessels in your face while also peeling off your skin to bring out your inner Freddy Krueger for a short period of time. Until I solved this problem, I could now look people in the eye. I stared at the ground when talking to people because I was so self-conscious about my red zits. It involved a lot of trial and error, but eventually I found the right balance of treatment and I had completely normal, clear skin. That's all I ever wanted. I'm so grateful. I made the decision to change my skin every single day. Controlling my weight was when I was younger, and then my skin. Both saved my life and taught me that I had willpower beyond what I initially thought was possible. I'm not saying that you need to have flawless skin to succeed in life. That's not true. But if something is crushing your spirit so hard that you really believe it's keeping you from realizing your full wolf potential, consider making a change. You owe it to yourself to walk out your door with your head held up proudly every single day. But then there are the flaws we can learn to live with, the flaws that are actually character. So if you said to a friend right now, hey, I'm reading this great new book by this guy, Ryan, from Million Dollar Listing New York, they'd likely say, wait, which one is he again? I would bet my left pinky finger that you would say, the funny one with the gray hair. And they'd say, oh yeah, that guy. Well, if younger Ryan, who went gray at 16, knew that his coarse gray hair would become his calling card, he would have been able to save a lot of time and money dyeing his hair. My hair makes me stand out because, let's face it, most people my age are not completely gray. Character is that part of you. That's different, interesting, eye-catching, and maybe even alluring or sexy. Even if it doesn't feel that way to you yet. Life is hard enough, but I believe that we often make it harder on ourselves. I know I did. For years, I was walking around burdened by my skin, my hair, my weight, my rent, my anxiety, and my fear of failure. They were like heavy dumbbells I carried with me all day long, to auditions, to job interviews, to parties, even to negotiating tables some of the years of my career. Carrying all that baggage was exhausting. I was depressed and burnt out. I had to put the worst, I had to put the past in the past. Those days are behind me. It's time to set that weight down. And wow, that felt so, so good. The burden we all carry around can be so heavy. Shake it off. Get over yourself. Then see what happens when you're lighter, freer, and ready to grab life by the throat. Here it is. Your flaws are dead to you. When I played this super awesome, but eventually very dead Dr. Evan Walsh on the soap opera As the World Turns, I got exactly one note from the executive producer. I was so excited to get feedback on my acting. I walked into the office and the executive producer looked up at me and said, "Why is your skin so pale and your hair so dark? You look like a effing vampire. Okay, you can go back to the set." And I was like, "What?" It took years of dyeing my hair and spending tons of money to get even close to creating an undead look. As you can see from my book cover, it never happened all the way. I had to make a choice to embrace the gray. It took me ages to stop seeing my hair as a flaw and embrace it as character. The bottom line was that no one ever really cared that I had gray hair. That was all me. We all have flaws. And the truth is, life gets easier when you accept them and devote your energy towards living a bigger and better life. So make a pact with yourself right now. No, like put down your phone. I mean, now, okay? Commit to yourself. I will accept my flaws. If you're the shortest guy in the office, who cares? You know who else is short? Allegedly, Tom Cruise. In order to establish a real pact, you must agree to the following. And in the book, he actually has a little like agreement here. You should definitely get the book. It goes like, let's say, Isabel, vow to accept and embrace my flaw. I promise from this day forward not to complain about it, blame it for holding me back in any aspect of my life, or spend valuable time obsessing over it. From now, I see that this flaw for what it really is, an important part of my character that I'll never speak ill of again. And then sign your name and date it. That's a good one. Big money energy. Mantra number 1. You can't commit to going bigger if there's even a small part of you that just doesn't believe it's possible. This mantra will help you shed any doubt, no matter how microscopic it can be, that you are capable of achieving success on the highest levels. You have what it takes. I am fierce. I am bold. I have control. I have big money energy. Go big. Here's a blueprint to actually go bigger. You've committed to the idea that you want to live a bigger and better life. And I want this for you too. Remember that you have the power to do this, okay? You are in control now. We all started out in control, but somewhere along the way, that control was stolen, stomped on, and crushed up in a ball and thrown into the trash. The first step to living a bigger life is taking back that control. And that starts with knowing who you want to be. Imagine the picture of success you want to present to the world. Go big. Does that picture of your life look like what you really, really want? Well, step 1 is get over yourself. Within step 1, there's 3 bullet points, okay? So stop playing the blame game, manage your work PTSD, don't let your flaws hold you hostage. Then there's step 2, to flip the script. If things aren't going in the direction you'd like them to go, take control. You have the power to alter the outcome of a situation. Do not leave things up to chance. Take concrete steps to show people the bigger future you today. Master the power of perception. Life will throw you all kinds of crazy challenges, and you have to hold on to the perception that you're strong, confident, and in control. And here's step number 3. Master the 3 points of persuasion. Use this tool to get people to do what you want. Let it sink in. Give the person time to absorb what you're saying. Solve a problem. Present someone with a solution to a problem to get their attention. And then there is no room for no. Avoid yes or no questions. Give them choices instead. And the last one is step number 4. Be a wolf, not a puppy. The world wants to work with pros, not amateurs. Then he goes into build up your BME. Okay, all these are created as like different little exercises that you can actually go into the book, okay, and start writing in the book the specific things that you want. So under the build up your BME, which is big money energy, this is an exercise that he's mentioning. When I was an actor, I'd prepare for my roles by creating believable characters. I'd think about everything from what they looked like and what kind of clothes they wore to how their homes were decorated and how they walked and talked. You can use these same ideas to visualize a bigger life for yourself and recast the role that you are playing. I had to fire low rent Ryan and replace him with a bigger, more commanding version of myself. This is your life we are talking about. So you have to think huge. You need to have a big vision for how you want others to see you. To start to think of yourself in a bigger way, imagine seeing that version of yourself walking into a room. What do you look like? How do you walk? How do people respond back to you in your presence? Spend some time describing what you see when you walk in. Can you see it? Great. Now, tomorrow morning, when you wake up, don't think about being that person. Be that person. What is that person like? This is the chance to write it down. If you need to pause this video and go ahead and write it down, do so. Okay, he leaves some room in here to actually do that exercise. In our billionaire inner circle, you already know this is one of the exercises that we're going to do, so heads up. Also, the second exercise that he goes over is direct your life. I would not be where I am today if I had left that meeting at $1 Million Listing casting people 100% up to chance. They would have ended up seeing low rent Ryan, and I can't think of anyone who would want to even watch that guy on TV, even other than my mother, okay? I stepped away from that day, understanding that I do have the power to shape the course of my day. It's up to me from that moment I wake up to chart the course of action towards greater success. I can go to the gym and get stronger, or I can sit back on a gigantic plate of waffles and put myself in a carb coma. You are the director of your own life. Do you want your movie to feature a sad, depressed guy who has dreams of living his accounting job to starting his own company, and decades later he's still sitting in the same office thinking I should have started my own company? Or the complete opposite? I never want to feel that kind of regret, and I never want you to feel that either. If you are saying, if only I could move, quit, switch careers, go back to school, start my own business, well, what the heck is keeping you away from actually taking the steps to do it? Think about it. What do you want? And how can you push yourself to take that first step? Write it out. Okay. Then he has this massive money word in here. He says, money might not be everything, but you know it plays a major role in your life. Being alive can be expensive. On the most basic level, money represents survival and freedom. But if you don't want to live a basic life, well, you got to work hard and crave a life, a great life, and all the accruements that come along with it. So for you, more money means that you get to be free to live your life however you want. I love that, because one of my biggest questions, and one of the questions that, I ask very often to people that I respect and love, okay, is what does freedom mean to you? And everyone has their own unique way of, saying what freedom means to them, but money definitely plays a huge role in freedom. Having the ability to do whatever you want, having the ability to go wherever you want, having the ability to speak and to create with whomever you want, that requires a level of money, time, energy, attention, you name it. Like there's a lot of factors that come into freedom, and that's why it's so unique and special, you know? I'm so excited for what's to come. And honestly, this is only the beginning. Like it's books like these, it's people like Ryan, it's people like you that are committed to becoming a better version of yourself each and every day, that get things done, that get things into a better version of what, they started them with. So I'm just excited for what we're personally creating in our own life. And I'm so excited to be here with you guys. So I'll see you in the next video, where we're going to talk about chapter number 4, and it's titled People Who Earn More. So this is going to be a goodie. It's also split into two parts because it's so juicy. So I'll see you in the next video. It's going to be a really, 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 really great chapter. And if you found some value from this particular chapter, make sure to hit like, subscribe, share with a friend, tell someone that you love them, and show them some BME today. Big money energy. Talk to you soon.